Alrighty, so in no particular order, specifically just how I wrote them in my notes, the very first cookie that I have on my list is Captain Caviar. It's no secret here, the scam comp is running rampant when it comes to the top or higher tiers in the arena. Basically any tier, let's just put it out there that way. Every single tier that you run into, somebody, if they got the cookies, are building a scam comp, and Captain Caviar pretty much makes this team work. You want to utilize his skill right off the bat, make sure he takes the revive feather, treasure, comes back to life, utilizes his skill a second time before he finally dies for the entire match. Overall, your goal is to take out the enemy team, and Captain Caviar is really strong in doing so. Absolutely don't feel bad about building him, and he's also really good for the guild boss battles, so just kind of like a double whammy here when it comes to the overall investment. Now, the second cookie that I have on this list is obviously Pattaya Dragon, right? It's no secret, Pattaya Dragon is really strong, labeled obviously with their own special rarity here for Dragon. They're just in general a really good frontline charge unit to put on pretty much any arena team. If you're looking for somebody in the front line just to add a little bit of that tankiness, but also provide a ton of damage, well then obviously Pattaya Dragon will be your guy. Now, moving right along, that brings us into Black Pearl. Yes, the legendary cookie once again is back in business, especially when you build her brand new crystal gem that they just added into the game. The brand new crystal gem just absolutely makes her more and more busted when it comes to the Kingdom Arena. So if you happen to have the crystal gem either built, or maybe you have the legendary Black Pearl cookie just sitting there not even leveled up, I highly recommend that you do invest in her, because just as a simply pure DPS unit, she is absolute god tier when it comes to the current state of the game. So then moving on to the next cookie, and that actually brings us to T-Knight cookie, which is kind of surprising, but T-Knight has made a massive comeback for this Kingdom Arena season. Not only that, I think it's purely due to the crystal jam that we've given to somebody like Black Pearl. I think they make a really good combination, but on top of that, T-Knight in general has just always kind of been a really strong cookie for a short duration, coming in and out, you know, via different seasons, and also when he got things like his brand new magic candy, making him even stronger. As a frontline charge unit, stacking up damage resistance via solid almond toppings is a very easy way to go, and you could potentially get lucky and have him carry the entire arena match if all of your other allies die on your team. Now, next up here, we've got a duo. We actually have Shining Glitter, the brand new super epic as of recently, and then we also have Black Lemonade. Both of these cookies on the exact same team are just shredding the Kingdom Arena. Like, overall, this is probably the most used main team by most players at Masters 2+. That's going to be the Black Lemonade and the Shining Glitter teams. Again, if you got both of them, I highly recommend building them and utilizing them on the exact same team. Look up some guides and everything out there. I know Hyrule Legend has made some videos on this, but you absolutely want to be testing it out for yourself, because it can net you some of those additional wins that you might not could have won otherwise with things like the scam comp to increase your overall tier. And speaking of Rockstar cookies, here we actually have the epic Rockstar cookie. Once again, going to be making this top tier list here when it comes to the current state of the PvP arena meta, because just the healing is ridiculously good, and all the other perks on top of his skill is really strong. Almost every single person that is building anything above Masters 2 when it comes to the Kingdom Arena has a Rockstar cookie either on their team or on one of their 3 teams that they will alter, you know, and swap through depending on what their opponent is they're going up against. Definitely do not feel bad about investing in a Rockstar. Also, Rockstar is going to be really strong for other types of content, so again, another cookie that you can invest in not only for PvP, but that will also carry you in other types of content. Alrighty, so next up, we've got to scroll all the way back up here to the top, and this is actually going to bring us to the legendary Moonlight cookie. Now, Moonlight cookie, absolutely, ever since she's been added into the game, she has just been killing it, not only in PvE content, but also in PvP Kingdom Arena. Literally everybody, if you got a DPS slot on your individual team open, throw a Moonlight cookie in there. You're not going to regret it. The sleep mechanic that she provides and the overall AoE damage that she provides is really strong. So 100% you should be investing in a legendary cookie no matter what, but absolutely be investing in Moonlight. And just like with Moonlight cookie here, the next one on this list is going to bring us to the super epic Sherbert. Again, everybody knows and sees this guy in the Kingdom Arena. He's just really strong. It's just hard not to put him on your individual team, or at least one of your 3 arena teams. Overall, really good AoE damage. He also provides the freeze and the slow mechanic on top of also providing just really good damage. So Overall, definitely don't feel bad about investing in him. Also, he does carry over into other types of content, especially really strong for things like world exploration if you are looking to just clear a massive amount of enemies or even focus a boss inside of the world exploration stages. He is really good for that. So again, another cookie that you can invest your resources in that you can then carry across multiple types of content. Now, the next cookie that's on this list actually brings us down to Snapdragon. Snapdragon is going to be filling that role. Really strong support cookie placed in the back line. The healing that they provide is really good. Not only that, they provide a bunch of other bonuses as far as being a support unit. They provide some damage resistance. They've got HP shields. They've got additional debuff resistance stacked on top of it. On top of that, they're also taking a look at draconic life forces with dragon cookies. So this is really strong alongside somebody like Pattaya Dragon, and just the overall sheer amount of healing that they provide is really good. Additionally, because they are safeguarded, that basically means they are invulnerable to enemies' attacks. Now, obviously, they can't provide any attacks whatsoever, and it does kind of put you down one cookie less, that if they happen to kill all of your other teammates and Snapdragon's the only one alive, well, then you ultimately will lose that match. But overall, them being a safeguarded cookie and providing all the bonuses that they do makes them very strong. Additionally, because they are a safeguarded and a specialty rank cookie, in things like the Chaos Cake Tower, they are really strong when it comes to some of those stages where you can only use so many epic plus cookies, and this one does not count, so you can always throw a Snapdragon on your team and have a decent amount of healing and support. Now, speaking of support units, that brings us into the next cookie, and that brings us to Parfait. Now, Parfait just got a magic candy released into the game recently, and it made her really strong when it comes to the healing that she outputs. If we take a look at her magic candy, you can see at plus 10, she's already getting a crazy amount of healing when it comes to utilizing the magic candy skill in general. But if you level it up to plus 10, the healing automatically jumps all the way up to 123.8% of attack, and it just continues climbing as you level up the magic candy even more at the milestones level 20 and level 30. Besides the overall sheer amount of healing that she just provides a ton of really good stuff. She's got a debuff resistance, meaning that your allies will take less debuffs, hopefully. Additionally, the healing, I think the magic candy also provides, if I'm not mistaken, an HP shield. She converts the excess healing into an HP shield, debuff immunity. Again, overall, just the magic candy alone made her super good, and she made a massive comeback this overall arena season. If you're looking for another really good healer to throw on your team, or just in general, maybe you're looking for another cookie that you can use some HP shields if you're not using like somebody like Pure Vanilla Cookie, she's definitely a really good option, especially going up against enemies that are applying a lot of debuffs. And then now, last but not least, guys, does bring us to Holly Berry Cookie. You guys know Holly Berry for the longest time, man, has been the meta in the game. Ever since she has been buffed, she has been ridiculously good, ridiculously strong, and it's not just for PvP, but also for PvE. So she's another one of those cookies where you can invest your resources in things like Experience Star Jellies, and you're pretty much just getting more bang for your buck overall, because you can take this cookie across all types of content. In general, probably arguably the best defense, frontline cookie that is currently at the state of the game, at least for the Kingdom Arena, that we are seeing most, if not every single player use. And last but not least, that brings us to the brand new Crimson Coral Cookie. It's no secret that Crimson Coral Cookie is absolutely dominating here in the Kingdom Arena. Literally almost every single team at the top ranks is utilizing a Crimson Coral Cookie, so if you happen to get lucky and pull the brand new Super Epic, definitely do not feel bad about building them and utilizing them here on your team, because at the current state of the meta, she's gonna be it. And that, my friends, is gonna wrap up our video for the best cookies as of right now for the PvP Kingdom Arena. Obviously, there's some extra ones that I could have mentioned here on this list. For instance, like the rest of the Scam Comp team, I could have stated, like somebody like Squid Ink, you got Space Donut, you even have somebody like Brute that I do see occasionally here and there when it comes to a frontline charge unit. But overall, I would say the ones that I listed in this video are the ones that you guys should be focusing in on building and using at the current state of the game. If you have any additional questions, drop them down below, or I invite you, as always, to join my Discord. You can find that link down below in the description. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe here on the channel for everything Cookie Run Kingdom related. And with that being said, as always, I'll see you guys on the next one.